Welcome back to another episode. My name is Mike. We have a special guest on our episode today, Miss Caroline Trey Carton. Guys, she is a rock star in the insurance space, doing life insurance and health insurance sales. It's actually our first, well, I think we had a few interviews before, but our first actual live recording on an interview today. So we're real happy to share Caroline's story. So Caroline is a young individual, went from college straight into life insurance sales. In her first year doing life insurance sales, did over $250,000 in sales. So she's actually a rock star in this business. So I'm gonna do less talking today. I'm like Caroline do a lot more talking, but Caroline, welcome to the show. Welcome to the episode. I'm excited to have you on the call today.
Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate you having me on. Super honored to be the first guest speaker on your
I know.
podcast. So
I know,
exciting.
I know, I know.
So,
We're excited having a podcast, probably a podcast.
YouTube.
You right, same thing, same thing.
You got to
So
start a podcast,
I
like
know,
Your
I
Wealth
know.
Podcast, Life
That'd be,
Insurance Academy, number
I
two.
know, I know, I know. That's next for us. That's next for us. But yeah, tell the viewers, Caroline. So who you are, where you're from, your family, your background, and like why insurance sales.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Caroline. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I live in the northern suburbs. I'm 23 years old and I got into insurance when I was in college. So a little bit about me, I was actually on the pre-medical track while I was in school. Super like school girly, like 4.0 GPA all throughout college, doing a lot of clubs, school, like all that kind of stuff. Always good at like science, math, and whatnot. So never really knew like what exactly I wanted to do, but I knew what I was good at, and that typically kind of aligned with medicine and science and whatnot. So when I was in college, wanted to go to medical school for a little bit and started taking all the pre-medical courses. Anyways, that's all boring now to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so long ago. But when I was in college, I was like, well, I need to start making some money like part-time. So my sister was actually, funny enough, getting into life insurance sales herself, Charlotte, and she was doing really, really well. She was selling mortgage protection. She's a rock star, super like beast type personality, just super good at like anything she tries right off the bat. So she came home one day from her office, and I was like, I remember sitting on the couch with my dad, and I was like, oh, how many sales did you make today? And she's like, oh, 3 or 4 sales. And I'm like, oh, cool. How much money are you going to make from that? And she's like, $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know. And I'm like, what the heck? From one day? I like, mind you, I'm like part-time working at Lululemon at this time. So
Yeah,
$3,000 or $4,000 in one day, that was wild. So
right.
I actually was like, this sounds really cool. Why don't I start out doing this part-time? And that's kind of how I got into the insurance space.
I love it. I love it. And just real quick, I'm not
Yeah.
sure when this is going to air, but your sister's going to be on Shark Tank tonight,
Night. I know. So excited.
January the 31st
31st.
at
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
And I love
Got her little
Lululemon.
water bottle accessory company.
Look
Yep.
at that.
Got a
Look
little
at
bottle
that.
boot.
We'll have to post her.
Yeah.
We'll have to post her link towards the
Yeah.
end of this video so
Not
people can
sponsored.
buy. Yeah. Okay, so you saw your sister making great money in insurance. That was kind of piqued your interest to
Yeah.
start doing insurance yourself. So then you get your insurance license. You're still in college, working at Lulu. I love Lulu. This is Lulu myself. We're in Lulu
Love
today.
Lulu. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and you start doing insurance. So how do your first 3 months in insurance go?
So actually, my first 3 months did not go as good as I thought it would, at
Mhm.
least comparing to my sister's success. Kind of like I said, she's very like beast-like personality, really good at anything she's good at, or really good at anything she tries,
Mhm.
right off the bat. Me, I'm a little bit more kind of type B, laid back. It takes me a little bit longer. Never think myself as like sales like personality, if that makes sense. I was
Hmm.
like, I'm
Hmm.
not a sales girl. So it took me a little bit longer to kind of like hit the ground running. First couple months, I mean, I was part-time. So first
Hmm.
6 months I was part-time in college. Honestly, Mike spent a lot of money on leads over and over and over.
Hmm.
Dialed a lot. This was before I came to you guys, though.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
this is
yeah,
before I got into True Wealth.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Dialed a lot, failed a lot, spent a lot of money on leads, breaking even negative, putting a lot of leads on my credit card, that situation. So it was rough, honestly. Like I actually was at the verge of quitting in December of 22.
Mm.
And then in December of 22, I was listening to a podcast
Yeah.
on my way to a class, and I heard you and Jalen.
Mm.
And that just like honestly turned my world around.
I love it. I love it. And
Yeah.
I remember our first conversation. You're like, Mike, are you sure you can help me to see more in sales? I'm like, yes, I'm sure I can. And
Yeah.
I remember that conversation like it was yesterday. So your first 6 months, you don't do much sales. You actually buy leads. You don't make much money. But do you think it's because of the business didn't work, or is it more because of the leads, support, the training? Can you talk about that real quick?
I think it was a blend of a couple things. So for one, I definitely didn't have the mentorship, the support, or the training that I really needed to like foster growth and
Hmm.
success. Like, not to say that the agency I was with was bad. There was absolutely people who were putting up, 30, 40K a month at my agency, but it just wasn't the right one for me. Like, I just didn't
Right,
vibe with the people.
right.
Um, just wasn't really getting good training. Like people weren't reaching out to me saying, "Hey Caroline, how are you doing today? Like,
Hmm.
did you dial today? Did you make any
Hmm.
sales?" Like I felt like I was just buying leads and dialing and no one was ever reaching out to me. So I didn't really know what I was doing wrong. Like there was no one to listen to my presentations, no one to listen to my dials. So it was kind of just like trying to do it on my own. I always say I felt like I was drowning. Like someone threw
Right,
me in the water and I'm trying to swim, but eventually I just drowned.
right.
No one was
That's
coming out to save me, except
yes,
you. Then you
yes,
and
yes,
Jalen threw out the tube
yes,
at me
yes.
and literally saved me. So I
Now real
we're
quick,
thankful for that.
I'm still taking swimming classes. I still can't swim, so it probably wasn't me. I'm just kidding, but I get the gist. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So okay, so you come to True Wealth
Yeah.
and you come here. So what was your first month actually seeing real money? Like what changed that month, and like so how many leads were you buying that month? Like what was your schedule? What was your routine? And then like when did it start clicking for you? Like what changed?
Yeah. So after I switched to True Wealth, I was still
Mm.
part-time for a little bit, starting
Mhm.
to gain a little bit more traction. I mean, the support and the training with True Wealth, as opposed to my old agency, was night and day. Like you guys were in my corner, holding my hand, not in like a baby way, but wanting me to succeed, like giving me the support and the training I needed. But still, like you can have all the support and training but still like take a little bit to make
Right.
the first couple sales. But I was definitely gaining some traction. I was feeling so much more confident in myself. Like
Hmm.
you believed in me more than I believed in myself. And I
Hmm.
needed that. I did. So I was trying to be consistent in buying leads, like 50 to 60 leads a week, dialing 300 to 400 dials a day. And eventually, I think it just started to click, not overnight, but over the course of a couple months.
Yeah, I love
Like
that.
sticking to the system consistently.
And I think you started to do, 20, 25,000 in like deposits, income, sales, all of that. And you went like a streak of like, what was it? I lost track. It was like 15, 16 months or 20K
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it was like 15 plus months doing 20K.
yeah, that's crazy. That's amazing. So
Yeah.
if looking back now, you train a lot of insurance agents now. You're building a large organization, large agency. You're doing phenomenal. You're a rock star. Looking back now and all the trainings you've done, what tips can you give to someone in regards to leads and activity specifically? We'll talk about leads and activity first, but then we'll talk about routine and mindset second. So leads and activity, like what are some tips they're watching right now that can start to implement now to see massive success?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things I see in new agents is they're just not doing enough activity. Like if you're not getting sales, it's likely because you're not putting enough activity in. Um, as a full-time agent, you should be doing, 400 plus dials a day.
Mm-hmm.
People I see who are full-time are doing like 100. I'm like, 100? I could do that in 30 minutes. Like
Yeah,
on dial, it's like ring, ring, hang up. That takes me 20 seconds. And
right.
people, 20 seconds times 100, that's like an hour. And you
Exactly.
call yourself
Exactly.
full-time?
Right.
Come on now. So
Yeah.
people are just not putting in enough activity and pretending to be busy, like doing other things when they're really just not. So the main thing is dial more,
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 500 dials a day. If you ask any agent doing 30K plus a month, that's how many dials they're doing a day. Or 4 to 5 presentations a day, or 2 to 3 sales a day. And those are the metrics you should be hitting every single day in order to hit your goals. It's really all a numbers game. In
And
terms
then and
of
then
lead,
they're doing that 4, 5. So they want to make, let's say, 6 figures a year in insurance sales, life insurance sales over the phone. 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. What do you think?
5 to 6. I was working Saturdays when I first started.
Hmm.
For like 6, 7 months. I was working
Hmm.
every single Saturday plus Monday through Friday. Then when I got good, I could cut the Saturday off. But I mean, I know agents doing 7 days a week. I think 7 days a week is a little overkill, in my opinion. I'm like, Sundays are for me. Sundays are my girl day. So 6 days a week, at least 5 days a week. If you want to be an overachiever, I mean, not a lot of people are doing Saturdays. So if you do Saturdays, in my mind, it's like you could be sitting on the couch watching TV, or you could be putting an extra dial in, which could lead to an extra sale. An extra sale each week could lead to an extra $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I'll take that over sitting on the couch,
Me
right?
too.
With nothing. But agents don't want to do it.
Mm-mm.
Like
Mm-mm.
they don't want to do it because they blame other things. They want
Right.
to do anything except work.
Yeah. And we're talking about 6 figures a year. I mean, like the average salary per year right now in America is like 40, 50K a year. So like we're talking about $400 per day. But Caroline said it takes about a minute to dial one person. So really $400 a day and takes a minute to dial one person. That's really, really only working like 4 or 5 hours. My math is even close. And then you're
Uh,
gonna probably talk to like have 4 to 5 presentations, and by if you have a good follow a good script that we have and buy some good leads, which we have as well, you're gonna make about 1 or 2 sales a day and have a good $1,000 a day in income. So it's pretty straightforward. So now when it comes to leads, like how many leads should they be buying if they want to earn 6 figures a year?
Yeah, I mean, at the very minimum, 50 leads a week if you're full time. I personally would be buying 75 to 100 leads a week because you want to put the numbers in your favor. So
Right.
50 at the very, very minimum, but if you want to really put the numbers in your favor, buy 75 plus leads a week. That way, you'll always have an inventory in your system. Like you'll always have people to talk to. So when I was on the phone with Miss Betty and I lost the sale, like I used to get emotional about it, but then eventually I'm like, okay, moving on to the next person. Like, okay, next.
Yeah.
There's another one. I
Yeah.
have too many people to talk to. It's like I'm in abundance. I have an
Right.
abundance of people to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not like emotionally attached to leads.
Right, right.
Yeah,
I
I love
used
that.
to get emotionally, it's like every single
Yeah.
person, like if I didn't get a sale, I'd be like, oh, that hurts. The next one,
Hmm.
it hurts even more. And the next one, it's like you're out of leads. Ooh, that really hurts. But if you consistently buy a batch of leads every single week, you're gonna have so many people coming into your funnel. It's like, I can't get through them faster.
Right. Literally. Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's like they're always just coming, which is
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
want. Because when you are not emotional about the sale, that then rubs off on the client. Like you're the opposite of a salesperson. But if you're
Hmm.
emotional, that does rub off on the client and they can feel that. You're
Exactly.
trying to sell them. And
Exactly.
then it creates a resistance.
Now, when it comes to like your routine, like what was like your schedule from like the minute you wake up until the day you end, like when you're producing as a life insurance agent? We're gonna talk about your new focus, which is Medicare here in a second, but like life insurance stuff, from the day you wake up to the end, like what was like your daily routine?
Yeah, so wake up, go to the gym. Fitness is
Yeah.
super, super important to me. So I would always get the gym out of the way first thing in the morning to kind of set my day straight and get me in a good mindset.
Hmm.
After the gym, we would usually have some sort of morning training call. So hop on that training call with my camera on, seated, ready to take notes.
Yeah.
After that, I would then set my goals for the day. If I didn't do this the day before, usually I would kind of the night before set an agenda for my next day so I know what to look into. But after the morning call, then I would kind of get in my headspace, write down my goals, which, if you don't know this, you are 900% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down every single day. So I have my
Ooh.
goal written down on a post-it, on my journal. I have it on my bulletin board. Like I have my goal written down everywhere. So pro tip, writing down your goals every day. And then just getting in the mindset. So then after that, putting on some classical music, getting right to work with my dials. Essentially dialing. Go ahead.
You got power hour sessions, right? Like power hour
Yes.
session. Yeah.
Yes. So I would set like 2 to 3 power hour sessions throughout the day, depending on how late into the evening I would be working. So usually I would have between like a 10 to 11, 10:30 to 11:30, somewhere around there, power hour dialing session. And then I would always have an afternoon power hour dialing session, like 2 to 3, 2:30 to 3:30, somewhere in that range. And then if I was working in the evening, I would also have like a 5:30 to 7-ish power dialing session. And during that time, I would be like completely in the zone, eliminating all my distractions possible, like turning off the notifications on my phone, do not disturb, like classical music is playing, my door is shut, no one is bothering me. And then I take
I
my
love
lunch
that.
break. I'd take breaks throughout the day because I can't just dial all day long. Like I have to
Right.
have a little reboot
Yeah.
of the day.
You got your treadmill in the back somewhere.
Yeah, I have my treadmill, so I can't like walk and talk yet. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard for me.
yeah.
So
And I
yeah.
love that. I love that. Okay, good. So you're now fast forward to today.
Hmm.
You're now in doing Medicare.
Yeah.
Why final expense insurance over the phone? You're doing great there, making great
Hmm.
money, like top 1% in your age group, literally income wise. And now, no, you said let's say you didn't lose it, it's still there. But why Medicare and why and what is your goals Medicare this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. To be honest, a lot of people, both in the agency and in like my personal life, were very shocked when I transitioned into Medicare because I just got good. Like I was
Yeah.
so good in life insurance for like a full year straight, a little more than a year, getting super, super consistent income. And I'm like, okay, bye. I'm doing Medicare. No, not saying bye to life insurance. I'm still doing a teeny teeny bit. But if you don't know, the comp structure with life insurance and Medicare are super different. So with life insurance, I like to think of it as the super fast, like right now money to fuel your goals, right? Like it's the vehicle to get to where you really want to be. Now,
Mhm.
in the insurance space, you don't want to be selling life insurance for the rest of your life, right? Like you need some sort of exit strategy. There's
Mhm.
two ways to get an exit strategy from what I know in this field. Number one is build a massive agency, right? So you bring a bunch of people into your agency and now like you train them and you can get overrides and things like that. And then the other way is to get into the health side because the health side gives you renewal income. So
Mhm.
essentially, like you can build up a massive book of business of Medicare or health insurance clients, and that will pay you every single year that these clients are on your book of business. So eventually, you just have a couple thousand people on your books. It's paying you, $1 million a year, 2 million bucks a year in passive income. Like I'm over here sitting with you in Cabo, like laying on the beach. I'm earning my checks each month. I have like an assistant that I hired. She's managing my book of business, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
passive. So with life insurance, you can't get that. There's no like passive income really when you're just producing life insurance on your own pen. When you have an agency, you can build that passive income. But that's really why I wanted to get into the Medicare space because now I'm craving that renewal income. Like I'm craving being able to wake up and say, "Hey, I don't need to work. My
Mhm.
book of business is paying me
Right.
very,
Right.
very solid income each year."
Yes, yes, and
Yeah.
it's recession proof, and a lot of
Yep.
clients can believe for Medicare more because they're using it now. Life insurance, they have to die first before they can actually even use it, quote unquote. They won't actually be
Right.
using it.
Right.
And we said Medicare is more residuals. Life insurance has residuals as well, but it's like that three,
Smaller.
four, 10,
Yeah.
$20 a month coming in that
Yeah.
probably pays for like your water bill, your pedicures, and
Right.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
no, I'm so
Itty
happy
bitty.
that I'm so happy you're doing Medicare. I know you're going to probably, what's your goal, real quick, in this call? What's your goal for Medicare apps this year? Because they're going to listen to this call
Yeah.
a
So
year from now and like, did she hit it? Did she not hit it?
yeah. So I have an A goal and a B goal for 2025. My A goal is to have 500 clients on my book of business. And my B goal is to have 300 clients on my book of business. And just during annual enrollment, I did about 80 applications. So I'm like, throughout the whole year, I could definitely do 500. I think that's pretty
Sure.
attainable.
No, I love that. I love that. But Caroline, thanks for popping the call today. Any lasting words you can give to the viewers? Maybe there's someone that's brand new to insurance. They're looking to dabble into it. They're not too sure. Any kind of advice?
Yeah. Believe in yourself, go after your goals. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. I had so many people in my personal life telling me that I can't do this. And if I listened to them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I had
Mm,
one person in my corner, shout out to my boyfriend, who was always the one person in my corner telling me I could. Same with you and Jalen.
yes,
So have
yes.
that person who's supporting you when times get tough, when you want to quit. Like there were so many times when I did want to give up and quit, but I had one person in my corner always cheering me on. So believe in yourself. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. I know that's so cliche, but it's so true. And like this business isn't very difficult. I believe anyone can do this business, but you just got to believe in yourself and get through the challenges in the beginning.
And if they want to learn more about Medicare and doing Medicare itself, maybe they're tired of life insurance, just like you were. Not saying you're tired, but they want to maybe look to more passive income. Where
Mhm.
can they reach you? Where can they reach out to learn more about your Medicare?
Yeah, so you can DM me on Instagram at Tree Carton Insurance Group. We can have a call with you and we can show you the Medicare side.
I love it. I love guys. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. Caroline, thank you once again. We'll see you guys next time on our next True Wealth episode.